Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with some more Lord of the Rings action view here today as the battle for the Fourth Age has begun. We are here with the new Shadow submod, which adds a whole bunch of new factions and starts at a whole different era for Middle-earth, which is set after the defeat of Sauron. And yeah, it's set in a time when you know, evil is once again rising, but it's not orcs, but evil men corrupted. So we do have, looks like some reformed legions of Mordor. So I don't know if these actually are technically orcs. I think they actually are men. But if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this guy here, Huramor, is basically like, he's like a cultist. Like this idea of like Sauron is like more of a cult than obviously, like Sauron is very much dead. But like a cult of Sauron has risen up, and people have forgotten about like sort of like the times fighting evil, and sort of like how bad evil was. It's sort of like returning to sort of that way. And that's kind of like what I remember sort of like from the Fourth Age. It's kind of very barely touched upon by Tolkien, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that is kind of what happens. Yeah, Huramor is sort of like a sorcerer potentially. Certainly has like a cult gathering. He's known as the False King. So yeah, cultist of Armenelos is his bodyguard, but yeah, he's got the Reformed Legions of Mordor, which I'm pretty sure are just
enemy troops,
men that are just like kind of like swayed to his way. It's certainly like the younger population of sort of like man, they're sort of like more swayed to his ways apparently, if I remember in the sort of the writings I've read. But anyway, joining them today, I forgot even what you call this faction, really. I can't even remember. The New Shadow or something like that. We have got the Nation of Colossus over here. So if I remember correctly, this is what their name is. They're the new faction added in. They're more like they're sort of from like the Harad area, I believe. So they're kind of like from that sort of area, I believe, is what Colossus is supposed to be. They certainly look very Haradrim-like, and they're fighting Aglarond, which is the new dwarvish kingdom set up in the shining caves around Helm's Deep. So that's quite cool. And then we do have over here, we have Ithilien, which is made up of a mixture of men and elves. We have Elberon here with the Royals of Ithilien. Very cool unit there. We also have Sylvan Archers, because Legolas is also within this realm. He's moved to Ithilien and set up his own sort of place of defense there, and made Ithilien into a great and prosperous realm again. And he's already focusing down these reformed legions of Mordor here and killing that unit very, very nicely. Yeah, he's got some really good infantry up here by the looks of it, or bows up here. March Wardens of Ithilien as well with Elberon, and yeah, more Sylvan Archers. So some top tier units firing from there. That's for sure. But yeah, I thought I'd show off something slightly different when it comes to Dawnless Days today. And yeah, this was definitely the mod that I felt like you guys, haven't seen a lot of recently. New Shadow. If you haven't got it, you can get it on the Steam Workshop. It's very easy to install. Just a simple subscribe, and that's all you need to do. But yeah, I'll leave a link for it in the description down below if you want to go and check it out. It's very, very cool. And of course, I'll leave a link for Dawnless Days. If you haven't, got Dawnless Days yet, and you have you have Total War Attila, what are you doing? It's the greatest mod around at the moment for Total War Attila, probably for Total War to an extent. Like revolutionizes an entire Total War title. It really does. And of course, I'll leave a link for my Discord as well down below if you ever want to send in any go and replays like this sub here did for this one on Eminan in here. This beautiful, beautiful battle that we have set up, and I'm being told it's a pretty close and tense siege. So yeah, definitely worth sticking around. Get yourself some snacks, get yourself some drinks, and prepare for a Lord of the Rings smackdown. As it looks like these Farharad slavers over here, they actually look like they're kind of holding their own against Tier 2 Axe Infantry, Tunnel Guards of Aglarond, which I presume is what they call the realm. There's like the silver, what are they called? The Shining? The Glittering Caves, I think that's what they're called. With Dwarven Explorers up here. They're just dealing with those slaves of Colossus over here. Yeah, Citizen Swordsmen, they're a little bit better, but yeah, I think most of the heavy hitting stuff's still to come here for Colossus. They also, for some reason, kind of give me like, I don't know, maybe it's just the name, and there's like this Colossus in Game of Thrones. It's also giving me like sort of like vibes of sort of like Bravos. It's like the name Colossus, I guess. I don't know why. The Reformed Legions of Mordor, they've landed on the wall here. see they're cheering along. I quite like their armor. It looks very Gundabad-like with a mix of Uruk. Got a big red shield here. Looks like a bit of a Roman legionary one. What do we have here? We have Hurumor's Chosen, which is a tier 4 sort of like just manished cav unit. I mean, most of the units are going to be all manished because the thing is there aren't really many orcs left. It is mainly just sort of like men that have just been corrupted to Hurumor's ways. We have Hurumor here with his false king and false crown on. We have some Carnish heavy archers here. I guess they're mercenaries, sort of like guys that maybe still believe in the old ways and the Dark Lord and sort of in his religion. So we have the Carnish boys there. We have marksmen of Nirn. Don't know if we've seen these guys before. They kind of look like they're just like Haradrim, to be honest. I think that has just been a bit of a rename of some of these guys. Guards of the Eternal City. Again, kind of look quite like Haradrim, Carnish-like. Again, sort of, I imagine just like evil men that have just always, sort of like, often these have always kind of been more towards evil than they have towards sort of like good. And just, not changing to Aragorn and his heirs' ways. You have the Acolytes of Hurumor, which look a bit more like Dark Numenorian, but they're a tier 4 shock infantry. So yeah, I think he does have orcs in his roster, but I don't think there are many of them. That's for sure. I think, like I said, most of the orcs are gone by this point. The time of the orc is over. Forge Wardens over here, holding the line with Iron Kin. Tier 4 heavy melee infantry. It looks like they're getting jabbied by Legionnaires of Colossus quite heavily here. What is still waiting to come in? Veteran Legionnaires of Colossus. Yeah, lots of them. Looks like they kind of got a bit of a Romanesque style themselves. Yeah, they're looking very Romanesque as well with their scutum type shield. Then what do we have here? Marksman of the Mausoleum. Don't know what the Mausoleum is, but I'm sure there's some lore behind it. Legionnaires of Colossus, Protectors of the Sacred Eye. A lot of tier, like high tier units, which is, I mean, maybe not maybe they all just have, maybe all the factions have high tier stuff. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot of cool shiny stuff. I don't know how much lower tier stuff there is. Looks like they're all just going to jabby to try and break through these pole arms here, trying to hold that line. It seems like these dwarves are killing these Far Harad slavers that quickly either. I'm just going to say, I mean, like, even if they're tier 2 dwarves, I would expect them to kill, like, off tier 1, like, Haradrim type units quite quickly. Holding the line here of the dwarves, as you expect, probably to, I imagine, to quite low losses. I wonder who the dwarves' general is. I wonder if it is Gimli. Ironkin, I don't know if they actually have a unique general. No, it's Crystal Lords, I guess, from the Glittering Caves. They kind of just look like Manchu claimers with a polearm. Ironkin are pretty much just Iron Guard, but with a sword instead, which, that kind of makes sense. I feel like that is a pretty good variant there. And there you go. Finally, they actually are wavering and breaking those Far Harad slavers over there. That's sure. Who's the general? The Tyrant King is the general for the Colossus. The Watchers of the Endless Flame. Oh, and he's got the Sol Invictus helmet. I quite like that, actually, that they've reused that. I'd maybe recolor it, maybe make it darker. I feel like I'd make it maybe black or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe gold's quite cool as well. It does just kind of look like it is just just to look like it's Aurelian that has arrived and, is just here to, conquer Middle-earth. He's finished restoring the Roman Empire and the Roman world. He's here to conquer another world entirely. There you go, the Far Harad slavers there. They're wavering and breaking. That's them done. We are going to see the marksman of the Mausoleum here set up on an interesting angle, but they are going to get focused down here by Helmingas. So yeah, Rohan is in Aglaron's roster as well because, yeah, Rohan and the dwarves of the Glittering Caves have got a pretty close alliance. Certainly the Helmingas, which are technically, I believe they are based in the Hornburg with the Helmingas, technically, even during the Third Age. So that these guys in the roster just kind of makes sense. They would probably go to war together at that point. But yeah, they're dueling with the marksman of the Mausoleum. That's going to be a pretty even fight, I'd imagine. Helmingas, I think, a tier 4, if not tier 3. So those marksmen there could have a tough fight. But it is a 4v3 in favor of the attacker there. So might be able to win that that shooting fight. We will see. Yes, Eminem, pretty tough siege to fight through. We've got Guards of the Eternal City up here, which is a very good unit. They're losing. Just 2 Athelian regulars. Don't know if they're getting support. These are regulars, but they might be. But they are pretty much like Gondor infantry. Some of them have a slightly different armor like going on. Look like they're slightly lighter as well. They don't have the full plates necessarily all of them on their arms. Some of them do. Some of them look like they're just a basic chainmail. Small slight differences, which I quite like, because yeah, I feel like the armor wouldn't necessarily change that much. I feel like it's already, they look like they're top of the range armored Gondorian swords. Not that they, in the movies, that they ever really, you know, the armor worked for them. You see guys like get killed by like little mallets, and you're like, or just taken out, and you're like, what's going on there? Like, how are you dying to that? This is a tiny little orc with a tiny little hammer, and you've been killed there. If you know the scene that I'm thinking of, it's in when they attack Osgiliath, the orcs. It's just crazy. You think, what is going on with the armor there? Anyway, Marchlands of Ithilien here. They look like they are losing a fight here against Carnage. Heavy archers in the marksmen of Nern. Yeah, they should get focused down. It seems like, I don't know, maybe ammo's been conserved a bit better, I don't know. But I feel like ammo is not going down as quickly as it does in like vanilla Dawnless Days, if we want to call it vanilla Dawnless Days. I feel like, certainly obviously the evil has yet to use much of theirs, but certainly the good guys, they seem like they've kind of not used a lot. Even though they've been shooting it, it feels like consistently since the beginning of this replay. Also this over here, Dwarven Explorers. Oh, they have jabbies as well. And it looks like Colossus is giving up on his assault on this wall over here, which is interesting because I think the wall he's attacking is actually the easy wall to attack. This one's really hard to attack. If you play Eminem, attacking this should really be your last priority, to be honest, because this cliff top over here is a killer. When people put archers on there, and they will.
The enemy has laid an ambush.
Yeah, really good spot to put your archers in. You can just shoot down onto the walls that you're probably fighting over, and also they'll shoot your troops as they move forward. So yeah, this is probably the harder one to attack. Usually, oh no, he's not giving up Colossus, just readjusting. He's putting his marksman over here. I mean, if he can, I'd shoot these tier 1 light axe infantry, just kill them. So he doesn't have those to sort of support his defense. Probably just it's a good unit to try and hit. Because I was going to say, attacking here, usually people put a catapult, put a few rounds through the wall about here, so they can open that up and then attack the walls. Usually avoid this area over here. I'm surprised the defenders have not been more merciless and used their archers here, mounted them on the walls, and then just shot into the flanks of any engagements there, because you kill hundreds of troops by doing that. You really do. Actually, it looks like the attackers might be taking my advice. They look like they are shooting these Dwarven Explorers a bit. Which, like I said, is a good target to take out. Only criticism I would have is these Legionnaires Colossus look very like the Guards of the Eternal City. My only criticism. I think that obviously New Shadow is still very much in development. I'm pretty sure it's like one guy making the sub-mod. Very small team. But that would be my only criticism. And I think he is quite busy at the moment. The guy that makes it Revolve, I think he's like busy doing like studies. So yeah, hopefully that would be what I'm hoping to see. It's like a bit of better unit variation, which I'm sure can be done. Because certainly if like, I don't know, like Colossus and yeah, like the New Shadow, or like I forgot what they're called now, Juramor's faction, if they were to like clash, it would look a little confusing, at least for a neutral viewer like ourselves here. Good news though for Evil, they're routing some Greenwood Swordmasters here, tier 3 very heavy sword. Oh, and they're an Elven unit. I was going to say, it looks like they are. They look like a Lord of Lasgarland with a bit of Elven King armor. They've been routed. It's a good unit to get rid of them by the looks of it. A good Elven unit. We got Guards of Poros still in this fight. They look like they're Pelican Marines with a polearm, which is quite cool. That's Guard of Poros there, and they look like they have more Ithilien regulars with them. So, yeah, that's going to be tough to break through. But it looks like, yeah, again, holding this line very nicely. The Shock is going to be sent in next. A lot of cav being brought. Whether he's going to dismount it, I don't know. That is a bit of a new tactic. You know, you dismount like melee cav, and it still works quite well in a melee situation. You see it often with Servants of the Eye. I don't know whether it will work in this sub-mod. It might do. This is a bit of good news, as these Athelian regulars here are being defeated as well. Though it is going to cost them the Legionnaires of Colossus. These dwarves as well, Tunnel Guards of Aglaron. They've been here since day one. This fight, I mean, like I say day one, but minute one. You know what I mean. And they're barely taking casualties. And they're setting up good stuff now to fight these guys, like the Legionnaires. They're just not killing them. Be interested to see what their armor stats are. And they are shooting this Legionnaire over here now in the back. So yeah, they are being merciless in their defense now. And that's probably why this Dwarven unit's having so much success on the wall. Because they're just getting, you can see the arrows like coming in and they're hitting them directly in the back here. Right into the chinks of their armor. And killing so many Legionnaires there of Colossus. So yeah, I would stop sending troops there. But it looks like he's going to send up a veteran legionary now. An even better sword to their deaths there. We are also seeing getting shot protectors of Sacred Iron. You really should not send stuff through the gate. I mean, oil is not affected, like being used, but I can't imagine that they're going to get through these Forged Wardens. They are killing the Iron King though. Another tier 4 unit. So many high tier units, like I said. I mean, numbers wise, it's still, I mean, it's shifting, I feel like, in favor of the defenders here. They have more troops actually than the attackers. That is a concern. Oh, he's used the Colcaean noble headdress, which I like. Using some Rome 2 assets, I feel like it's a good idea. So you don't necessarily recognize them as much. So we are back where we left off. So yeah, unfortunately the replay did just randomly crash, but we're pretty much back where we left off. You can see Colossus here making a assault through the gate. They're going to try and steamroll the way through these dwarves here. The Forged Wardens holding strong though. The Tunnel Guards of Aglaron are starting to lose decisively. It's the first time we've seen that today. They have had a great day so far on these walls. They've just cut down more of those legionaries. And yeah, you can see now, it looks like they're shifting down the other side of the wall. Very smart there of the Colossus player. Do not carry on fighting where you're losing. And there's no hope of you actually, you know, going to continue to win. What is being sent here? Guards of Eternal City again being dropped onto the wall. Looks like the Reformed Legions of Mordor being defeated here by Athelian Rangers. Don't know if they're in a one-on-one, but a tier 2 is consistently beating a tier 3 there. It seems crazy. Don't know if they're getting any help. But maybe they are. These Guards of Eternal City again on the wall here. Fighting with the Athelian regulars. It looks like more Reformed Legion up here as well. Yeah, they're just bapping away at each other there, just, you know, making sure that the gate can't be controlled by one side or the other. What is losing in? Oh no, the Guards of Eternal City are losing in this fight. I think in here. They are doing some damage though. I mean, in fairness, these Athelian regulars they're losing. So the March Wardens of Athelian. They get the ammo on these Guards of Poros here from the archers. Rather than shooting the general here or shooting any of his archers, they probably get through this gate pretty quickly here. All I have to say about that. So yeah, that looks like it's kind of progressing, funnily enough, a bit quicker. Though they are running out of reinforcements here. We're going to soon see Hrumor going into the fight, I imagine. These Carnish heavy archers, I could imagine, are quite decent in melee. If they get a chance. Elveron here is kind of messing them about. I really like his unit, actually. I don't know who Elveron is, whether he's sort of like a prince of Gondor. I'm really not sure, but I do like his unit. It's very, very cool. Next of the Sacred Iron, they kind of are like carving their way through. There's not many dwarves between them and open air. But there is still reserves. I mean, there's an Athelian regular here. There's another one being sent in this direction as well. Actually, the dwarves are sending stuff over to support that gate. Shows how concerned they are about that side. Yeah, I feel like they've got enough reserves on this side here to hold Colossus. It's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, Balance Power is still technically with the attackers. There's only 100-ish troops in it, and it seems like, yeah, oh, that looks like a bad micro mistake. Oh no, I thought this, yeah, okay, that's the evil leaving. Okay, I thought they had it, to be honest. The Guard of Poros there are on breaking point, 60 of them left. Oh, they're going to try and cycle charge with Cav? Really? Is that the play? Oh, they have lances. Oh, this is a different unit entirely. This is Heralds of the Dark Tree. And they're through. It's a very heavy shock cab. They're through, but they are going to probably get messed up by those Guards of Poros there, I could imagine. They've lost a couple of riders. They're going to lose more here, I think. And they're getting jammed here by Dwarven Exploits. This is all just a no-no for Cav. It was an interesting move, that's for sure. But yeah, it definitely does not work. They're going to get the infantry back in. The Cav, I think, yeah, is just a lot more now. It was a healthy issue. And it's still pretty healthy, 53. Whether it's just the break of the formation of the pole arms, I don't really know what the play is. I don't know if they can change the emblems as well, but I changed the emblems to select the dark tree rather than have Sauron's eye on there still. That would be my personal opinion. That would be some, like, just small little detail you could change on the units, that's for sure. That caveat down to 49. Yeesh. It's pretty thin, to be fair, on the defenders. Like, they got everything committed right now. Whether the attack, but the attackers have pretty much nothing left as well. They've got like a couple of units here spare to send up. These archers need to be using their ammo somehow to try and turn some of these melees around on the wall. It's pretty hard. The angles really don't suit them. And again, I feel like the attackers over here, they should be just focusing down. This is a pretty big blob of defenders. Like, we've got Athelian regulars, dwarves, pole arms, a lot down there. What is that unit coming in? Oh, this is Huramor himself who's going in there. Okay, so we now got his bodyguard in here. The, what are they called again? The Cultists of Armenelos. I'm pretty sure Armenelos is like what Numenor used to be called. If I'm wrong, I could be wrong. Pretty sure that is the name of like the island. They do hold the do they hold the wall? No, I think that is still Gondor up here. Actually, well, not Gondor, but Athelian up here. Okay, that mark is really throwing me off. Those acolytes there. Again, they won over here. Have Athelian regulars. They've won there again. These like Sylvan archers, I imagine, once they go into melee as well, they're going to be pretty tough to get through. And there's another line here. I didn't even see this. My gosh, they have reserves here. Greenwood Swordmasters, yeah, Guard of Poros. I mean, they have so much in reserve. It looks like they're just saving there as well. I mean, that's fair enough. That could be a mistake, though, leaving just those guys in reserve, allowing the attacks to potentially get in. Looks like their veteran legionaries going over the wall now. They seem like they're cutting down those dwarves. They're making some progress. They're going to cut through that wall. There you go. Yeah, look at that. The swords there through the regulars. They break. That sword, that axe there should break. And then they might be able to go off the wall finally. The gate's still not looking great. It looks like they reverted to using archers here. We've got the archers of the Jungle Pass. They're just shooting into all these pole arms down there. And yeah, they're taking casualties. I'm sure you can see the pole arms there dropping. Not a bad tactic, you know, from the player there. You've got plenty of ammo. It's better than wasting your very precious remaining infantry lives, that's for sure. And there you go. Finally, evil is inside the settlement. We've got the Acolytes and the Huramor. They've actually landed inside. They're going to be able to side charge here the defenders, or they can charge this Athelian regular. Either or is a great option. They are going to be able to get in here against the Athelian regulars. And yeah, Acolytes are in there. That's pretty much GG for the gate, I'd imagine here. And actually, surprisingly, the one side that I think was harder to attack has been lost. But I honestly think kind of given away. I feel like Athelian could have defended that for sure. And you can see these big double-handed swords. They're carving through the defenders here of Athelian, who fought so hard and for so long at that gate. And it looks like the Dwarven Explorers will follow shortly. I don't know whether that sword on the wall's bugged out or whether he's just forgotten to move it. Don't really know. But the defenders, yeah, they're falling back to the to this final cap point. Problem with Eminanen, there's a lot of ways into it. So they've got 2 pole arms, these choke points, all well and good. There are other ways in. You can come through this route here where the Helming gas are going. You can also come down here, I'm pretty sure. You can come down here. So there are so many ways in to this final cap point, which is why if you fight an Eminanen, you should just fight and die at the walls. Don't bother fighting for the cap point. It's not worth it. Here comes the cav. This is what I'm worried about, is the cav. It's not going to charge the pole arms. It shouldn't charge the pole arms. If he does, don't know what the player's doing. But yeah, he's just going to... I've actually got another pole arm back, that tiny little forge wall, and still 3 ways in. Just charge with the cav in any of the other choke points. Cycle charge and break your way through. And that's... really, the defenders should not win this now. I'm not writing them off. Never write off anyone. Because especially when a siege has been described as very tense and very close. But really... Oh, that's unfortunate there for the attackers. Definitely more than the defenders. Some veteran legions there lost. Those axes were dead men anyway, or dead dwarves. But yeah, really, the attackers now should just attack anywhere that the pole arms aren't. Here we go, prime example. We're going to see these criminal chosen charge in. The melee cavs, it won't necessarily do as well on the charge. And actually did not. That's a pathetic charge. And I think the player realizing he's pulling back immediately. The shock cav would be better. They're going to get targeted with the archers. They are already pretty weak. But yeah, the cav should just really cycle charge Athelian regulars, or these archers, and just goes for those. I think the Heralds of the Dark Tree, they are going to try and go around for those Sylvan archers over there. Lots of ammo still left for the defenders, which is, you know, a positive. Everyone's chosen here. Get out of combat. What are you doing? Don't stay there. He's going to go for a cycle charge here instead onto a regular, which is in shield wall. Look at those guys coming down the that sort of path. That's awesome, to be fair. Actually, Raise. Actually, yeah. Again, I expect them to get further. They got a bit further. There you go. Those riders there making it quite a bit further. Actually, the regulars taking a bit of a battering there. Those guys are winning. Those heralds, they might get another good charge here, but this is what they've got to do, weaken these positions that the pole arms aren't in. I mean, now also the attackers with these archers here, these Carnish heavy archers and all their other ones, just side shot the Crystal Lord General here. Like, this is your general, and it's a pole arm. This is begging to be shot now, yeah, and there you go, really good side shots here from the attacker, and this is the pain they're going to have to go through. I imagine they can take quite a bit of a beat in these Crystal Lords, but they're still going to have to stand here and take it. I mean, it's better than standing just in the middle of this open ground as well. Another charge coming in from those Heralds of the Dark Tree. Each one's going to be weaker, though, I imagine, as more and more riders get killed off. Again, though, yeah, look at that. Artillery Rangers taking a lot of losses. It's a pretty healthy unit originally. These Heralds, they're not taking lots of losses, I'll admit. Burma's chosen over here. They can do a cycle charging. Yeah, losing decisively now. Prolonged melee is not good for cavalry. I think he's waiting until he gets shock infantry up. I really don't know. The fight on the wall's still going on. I just ignore that, to be honest. I mean, the Legionnaires of Colossus actually can't ignore it, to be fair. Tunnel Guard, yeah, being pinned up there. It's probably pretty good for the attackers. And there you go. That Herald has finally died. I think he's been focused down and killed off the archers doing all the work. Archers shooting these acolytes, keep them moving. They cannot stay stood there. They will get minced by the defending archers. How is the general looking? Still healthy. I don't know how many more volleys he really took. Doesn't look like many. I mean, you can also shoot this Forge Warden here. That's also a good target. I would definitely get rid of that one. It's one less pole arm to deal with. It's also very weak. So I would kill that one off first as well. Maybe shoot some of these swords in the back is also a good idea. You don't have to shoot the pole arms. They do have 0 missile block chance. But shooting these swords and things like that in the back is another great way to assist. It looks like the criminal chosen there. Even again, acolytes going in. And they go in a nice column formation. Didn't quite appreciate that. All these evil men wanted to turn this land to black and burnt ruin. We've got Sylvan archers in here as well now. The last alliance is being reused one more time, it seems. Elves and men uniting together. Carnish archers here. Blasted away. I don't actually know if there is actually a war in the 4th Age, whether how Hyodomor is actually dealt with. If it ever states how he's ever dealt with, if he is. Guards of Poros here. They are getting side-shot. This is probably the better of the targets to go for. It's a tier 3. If you're going to shoot one of these, I'd definitely shoot that one. But yeah, still I would kill off these Forge Wardens as well. Just one less unit to deal with. They might honestly get beaten in a melee charge here. We'll see the Protectors of the Sacred Iron going in. Fighting Helvingast, Ironkin, Forge Wardens. I think they got a pretty good charge there. Yeah, it's slaughtering those Ironkin. We're going to see Veteran Legionaries going in as well. This is not looking good for the defenders. Helmingast here and the Thillian Regulars are starting to perish. The Cav is still in there. I get them out of there. Just, you know, rest them up, cycle charge again. It's been very effective. There we go. Finally gets them out of there. Now it's just the shock infantry in here fighting on against, multiple enemies, but honestly wouldn't be surprised if he wins this. Archers getting focused down there. They have killed this Poros guard off very, very nicely. That's really nice side shots there from the archers. I don't know if both players are doing that, but certainly that guard of Poros being focused down here by Carnish heavy archers very effective. They're going to use up most of their ammo doing this, but it's definitely worth it. Yeah, killing another 4 there. Very nice. Looks like Crystal Lords, they're barely taking casualties. Probably best not to shoot them, just go for other stuff. Like this choke point, I think, is a really good choke point to target. So yeah, archers and polearms are losing intermittently. That's where I target. Also probably this one here where these Sylvan Archers are. Attack it anywhere archers are. This weakened sword here, the Thillian Regulars, probably worth taking out again as well. Charging it with the cavalry, I personally think would be a good idea. Maybe sending Hurumor around there. I would start to just throw in the rest of these troops. These Acolytes I'd probably support somewhere with an attack. Polearms here are nearly gone. I think the Greenwood Swordmasters will hold for quite a while. They're on their own. Yeah, these marksmen of the Mausoleum over here need to really just help their teammate out. Shoot these troops in the back lines. Help the Acolytes out.
An entire unit has perished.
Like if these Acolytes could win this so easily with minimal losses. I mean, they're doing pretty well anyway. But it is very, very tense right now. 800 against 1,500. All of a sudden, after the defenders had a numerical advantage at one point, the attackers already pulled this back in favor of themselves. Carnish archers, I just realized, have like elven-style bows, which is a bit odd. They definitely look very elven. Hurumor's about to go in. He's got a pretty healthy bodyguard still. Don't know if that necessarily will beat all of this in here. We're going to see a cav charge first. Cav charge into polearms. Pretty suicidal there. I wouldn't lie. It's not really going to collide properly. Some of it hit. I feel like they got like stopped by their own friendlies there. Did a lot of damage to that Helving gas. It's going to waver, but yeah, lots of guys I think just got impaled on pikes. Need to see more action right now from Colossus, to be honest. We're going to see a wavering guard of Poros there. That general actually is starting to die quite a lot. I've not really been paying attention to him, but the Crystal Lord, he is dying a lot. I think he has been shot quite a lot by ammo here by Archers of the Jungle Pass, potentially. But yeah, if he dies, might see a bit of a mass rout and breaking in some areas. We'll see. The Acolytes here actually have been stopped. I think this is Elbron here. He's going in. Yeah, I think he's a pretty good hybrid unit. We're going to see Carnish heavy archers go in. They have an axe they use. Are they technically a shock? I don't know. I don't know if they act as that or if it's just the unit, or like the weapon they decide to use. I don't know. There goes, oh dear. Yeah, men are wavering. That's not good. Crystal Lord's breaking. That's all of the Dwarven units breaking now. That's going to cause an effect on that choke point, though. It looks like Thillian Regulars, piling in there. Is Elbron going to be able to hold on? I don't know. I do not know. They could just steamroll in now, can Colossus. He could just charge straight down here. He's got the spears, shock, swords. He could go in anywhere if he wanted to. These Carnish heavy archers are firing on the move. Kind of crazy. There's a gap as well that you could just go through and outflank. And I think we're going to see a bit of a master out here, potentially. Sylvan Archers. I don't know. We've got 16 seconds left. I can't see the defenders winning it, but the attackers don't look like they're going to win it anytime soon. Oh, there we go. Master out. Yeah, it was. I think it was inevitable. Army losses coming into it, sadly. Yeah, with 1,200 left against 200. The defenders give in, and there you go. A valiant defeat for the defenders. You don't often see, replays of people losing, but yeah, a really, really good fight. That was for sure. Sent in by the player that was playing Aglarond Arc here, sending this one in, getting some okay kills. I mean, yeah, I feel like these units aren't massive, so you don't get massive kills. But 125 kills with the tunnel guards here, 187 kills with another tunnel guard, 191 with another one there, 174 kills with Aglarond's tunnel guards. Helmingas, 144 kills. So yeah, Axes did well. His Ironkin, yeah, did actually pretty awful, to be honest. Surprising for a high tier unit. Did not get many kills. I don't know if this one actually ever saw action, that one where they got 0. But I just got shot down. Blue Rock here playing as Athelian. 103 kills with the Athelian regulars, 108 with another one there. His Greenwood Swordmasters, 123 kills. Guards of Poros, 124 kills. March Wardens of Athelian, 118. 129 with the Sylvan Archers. And Elveron, I'm surprised he only got 96 kills. He seemed like he was doing well. And then we have Nilo playing as the city-state of Colossus. There's Legionnaires of Colossus here getting 115 kills, 143 kills, 191. Oh, maybe they are getting pretty big kills. They certainly, I feel like the Dwarves maybe are bigger units to kill off. 199 with the Veterans of Colossus here. 134 kills, 114. These Legionnaires did very well. The Protectors of the Sacred Iron, 142 kills. Archers of the Jungle Pass, 182 kills. 107 with the Marksman of the Mausoleum. And then 120 kills here with another Marksman. Then Toast playing as the Dominion of the Dark Tree. 129 kills with Huramor. 102 kills with the Reformed Legions of Mordor. 92 kills with these Eternal City Guards. 136 kills with the Acolytes. 351 kills with this Acolyte is very, very good. 147. Definitely the MVPs of his army there. Archers, 126 kills. And in his cab, the Heralds of the Dark Tree getting 100 kills dead. But there you go, guys. That is today's Dawnless Days siege battle. I hope you did enjoy a bit of 4th Age action. If you want to see more glorious Lord of the Rings battles, do check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Some cork is there. But until next time, folks, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.